Tell me, Tomye, do you like merry-go-rounds?
Eh.
Do you like Mortal Kombat?
Eh.
Well, this episode might be quite for you. We're talking about The Last of Us. Let us roll those credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck this show. I'm only joking.
Greetings. I am your host, ALANNIS Maximus, and this is my co-host, Tomye West.
Just fucking unprepared.
And you are watching TELEVERSE Reviews, and as every week for the last 7 weeks, we're talking about The Last of Us, the HBO series.
The episode that I thought was the finale.
Yeah, the not finale. Could you imagine if this was the finale then? What?
Ay, ay, ay.
But yes, so it's another interesting episode, I think, depending what you want out of watching this show. So without further ado, I'm going to say, take the floor, Tommy, and tell me things.
So, when I saw what the episode was going to be, based on the downloadable content left behind, I watched it, and I kind of expected everything that was going to kind of happen and things like that. So I kept watching, and I kept watching. At the same time, I was playing Hogwarts Legacy. But I did concentrate more on the show than Hogwarts Legacy. I was actually just, after a while, I realized I was just flying into balloons in the air for like 30 minutes. So, you know. I did.
Is that USB balloon flying?
Look, man, it's just something to do in the game, you know. There's balloons and you fly through and you get points. Well,
But
So yeah, no, look, I think the episode was great. I think it was good. Again, it was just, but see, this is where you and me differ with our thoughts on this episode, which is that I want more of Joel and Ellie. I want more of the story to progress, like the A-line story, not the B-line stories. You know what I mean? I want the A-line story to move further, and we got none of that this episode again. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, so it was another episode that like we didn't necessarily need, even though it was a good piece of television. It was something we didn't necessarily need.
Yes. I, on the other hand, and that's interesting. Your background, I think, is the original Last of Us, and I think mine's the HD one.
This is
the difference.
This is part one.
Yeah. But we're not reviewing our TV, so I mean, I digress. In this episode, it had, I guess, like in some ways you could say filler, but I think if I was to say that, I think it more has a place, and I had more interest in it than episode 3 because it was about Ellie. It fleshed her out as a character. Like, we've had a bit more of that with Joel. Like, the first almost half of the first episode was backstory for Joel, kind of showing where he came from, kind of leading up to the point of 20 years on or whatever, and we are where we are. So I like seeing that with Ellie as well. I think I was a little less fond of it until I found out it was based on the DLC and they slotted that in. Like, I think that was kind of intelligent. Like, I kind of like that they paid attention to those footnotes. Like, it was like they've shown a lot of good eye for detail for this show, and I think that was another example of it. I think it made it a little bit more, gave it a bit more purpose, I think, to me learning that. But it's the kind of filler that I'm more down with. It fleshed Ellie out a little more, like for someone that hasn't played the game, so isn't particularly, I up to speed with her as a character and who she was before she met Joel and that, it gave me that background that I think makes her a little bit deeper. Kind of outside of that, you just kind of know that everyone always abandons her, and now it's kind of it sees why she thinks that way because he's had his name I can't remember, but other girl ran off on her and was going to run off again and inevitably died. Which I think that's why I hold it a little bit higher than you. And I think there wasn't as much kind of action or zombies once again as I'd like. Like when they first kind of teased the zombie waking up, it's like, awesome, some zombies, and you waited another half an episode before anything happened, and it was a little lackluster. Like comparatively to the game, my understanding is yes,
Infected.
well, yes, infected, whatever they are. But yeah, they no, you bastard. You completely derailed me there.
I'm sorry.
My point. I believe the DLC ends at a point where it's kind of more like they're rushed out of the mall by a horde of zombies, infected. Yeah, is that better? Then as opposed to just
I don't care, man. I don't care. I just know that people are going to sit there and be like,
well, you know.
No, I don't give a fuck, man. Call them fucking. I don't know, man. I was trying to come up with something clever, and you know what? I just don't have it in me today.
Fungus zombies. That could be our middle ground.
Yeah, fungies.
Yeah, fun guys. So I was hoping there'd be a few more fun guys than there were.
There was no fun guys. They were all very not fun.
I'm rolling with this for the rest of the series now. That they're the fun guys.
They're the guys that walk out and they're like, "Yo, you want to smash? You want to smash some beers? Want to rip some bongs?"
Yes. One thing I found interesting though was like the choice of games that were in the arcade, like Mortal Kombat 2, Daytona. It felt more dated than it should have. Like, it's Z Day or D Day or whatever you want to call it. Was what the early 2000s. What arcade? Like maybe Daytona, but what arcade is still running Mortal Kombat 2 as a console in that timeline? I mean, I also don't live in America, so.
Man, who knows? Maybe it was one of those all-time favorite classic arcade machines that some American arcade places kept around, kind of like the Daytona car machines. Like the Daytona car machines, I don't think they really ever updated them. They were but they were always like a staple there. You know what I mean?
Well, so, I'm pretty sure at Knox they still have Daytona, which is a suburb or a shopping center near us in our state or city or whatever. The time zone there, which is one of the few ones I really go to or pass, I'm pretty sure they have Daytona.
Yeah, and by the way, our city, if you want to know the address of where we live and all that, it's number 137 Narnia Avenue, Narnia.
I live at 123 Fake Street.
Well, enjoy that, because Narnia, we got Turkish Delight, we got snow, we got fucking evil witches, we got all the shit. 123 Fake Street, just what do you guys got?
We've got a whole lot of not much.
Can you enter your city by going through a cupboard? I don't think you can.
Well, I mean, hey, we shouldn't underrate cupboards here. Like Chris Isaak wrote a song entirely in his cupboard. Did you know this?
No.
Did you need to know this?
I just know that Chris Isaak sings that song that and I want to fall in love with you. Yeah, so anyway, ALANNIS, what else did you think about this episode?
I think that's most of what I summed up. I think the fun guy looked particularly good.
We all woke up doing this. They're all just like, come on, guys, let's go out. Let's go party. We're the fun guys.
I find it weird, though, that it was there and hadn't woken up until that extremely...
Convenient period.
So, I mean, if she was there setting things up, smashing things up, getting power on and off, it seems a little weird that it only woke up at that pivotal point in time for plot. So
that'd be awesome, man, if all the infected walked around just singing Chris Isaac. And I want to eat your guts.
Yes.
Fun guys.
They are fun guys, so I mean, it'll be fitting. But I think that's about all I really have to say about this episode myself. How about yourself?
What did you think about what's her face? I can't remember her character's name.
Yeah, she well, I mean, I'm not going to say she deserves an Academy Award, but I think she was decent. She didn't irritate me. She acted well. Yeah. Obviously not going to be seeing much more of her because, yeah, what happened.
DLC.
But, yeah, she went on to a life as being a fun guy, so.
You know what's weird? This is the first TV show that we can say we actually got DLC for.
That's interesting, isn't it?
We kind of got downloadable content with The Last of Us TV series.
What?
Oh, look behind me. Dude, as soon as I went, the little virus things went up in the air behind me. It looked like that. It looked perfect, dude.
Oh, maybe you're a fun guy. Hey, they even paid attention to the intro credits of the game here looking like this.
Yeah.
It's very attention giving.
Mm-hmm.
Perceptive. I like it.
Very forward thinking. So with that, maybe we should get to our scoring for this episode.
Yes. And I would be curious to hear what you would give this. Where do you put this in the rank of things?
I'm going to give... Well, maybe you should explain to the people quickly how we do this again.
Oh, of course. See, I'm great at hosting. I forget these things. So what we do with this show... What we do with this show is we come up with a score of 50 each. We put it together and have a total score. Most of the time, we're going to be doing series episode by episode. Sometimes we don't, like we did with that 70 show. We did it as a whole kind of thing, broken into the first episode and then the whole one.
That 90 show.
Yes. That 90 show. But yeah, so we're giving every episode here a score. By the end of the season, we're going to be doing the math and working out the average and giving it an overall score based on our combined scores of 0 to 100, which is split in 50, as I said. So now you know that, rather than just jumping into it. Where would you put this, Tommy?
Well, I'm going to give this a 30 out of 50.
30 out of 50. I think that might actually be the same score as episode 3 for you, which is interesting.
It's just because it's just another part of the story that we don't really like. It might add a little bit more gravity in the future here and there, or it might let us deeper into some characters or some other events happening in the world, but it's not moving the story along forward. And that's what I want, is the story just to keep moving along forward. So that's my reasoning by giving it a 30.
That is fair. That is fair. And I myself am going to give this the same as last week's episode. So it felt about the same in terms of, for me, the way it kind of flowed along, the way it kind of ended. Like last week, comparatively, had a bunch of character development, then a little bit of violence against humans. This one with a fun guy. To me, I think I liked getting that backstory and that insight to who Ellie was, because I hadn't necessarily maybe had it through playing the game or whatever. So I'm going to give this one a score of 39, which kind of bridges the gap between episode 3 and episode 6 a little more now. Do we have a scoreboard, or is that going to be in post?
No, we got the scoreboard. We'll bring it up now.
We'll bring that up now. So we have here.
Is that all of them, or is that wrong? Wait.
No, that's all of them.
Okay, cool.
So we have. We'll go from the bottom up because this is I think my conversation point. Before this week, we had episode 3 at a very, very big divide at 63. Now we have episode 7, Dinner for 2, at 69. Anyway, and then going up from there.
69, dude!
We get a bit of a division. Episode 6, 79. Episode 1, 81. Episode 2, 85. Episode 4, 86. And a clear and defined leader. Episode 5 at 98. Which I think is interesting now, knowing that it was in 10. That actually is the midway point. It was going to be 10 episodes. Now it's 9. So the exact straight in the middle episode, episode 5, is, in our opinion at least, and I think of a lot of other people's, the best episode. And I think that's tactical. I think they did that for a reason. And I think that's going to suggest to me that the next episode, the next episode and a half, the last episode and a half, will deliver in some big ways, I think.
I think we're definitely heading towards a boom.
Yes. And I think knowing that they've got that halfway point there where they picked it up, then they dropped it off again, I think that's a good indicator. And if not, why not?
Definitely.
HBO with your slow talking-ness. Yeah.
So, is there anything else you have to say about the episode, or are we wrapping this up now?
I'm on to you, HBO.
Their best show, in my opinion, still has always and will always be Chernobyl.
I have not watched that.
Watch it.
I was also a big fan of Rome. Rome was...
Dude, watch Chernobyl. It's incredible.
I might have to do that.
It's 6 episodes or something, and it's fucking awesome.
Did they only get 1 season?
Doesn't need more than 1, man. Told you the story. They knew that it was going to be a one-off. You can't really spread those events out too much, so.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, on that note, I've been ALANNIS.
Hold on. This week, we have to come up with a time, but this week, we are going to be doing our first ever for a long time live stream. And that is going to be for our live stream Scream re-review, where we are going to re-rank, review all the Scream movies in one live stream, and talk a little bit about everything leading up to Scream 6. We've also got some more Pulp Vultures coming up. We've also got some more TELEVERSE reviews coming up with our review episode 2 of Scream, the TV series.
Yes, that delightful romp.
Fucker. But great suggestion, Tom. Let's suggest. Hey, I got a suggestion, Alan. Let's stop watching something fun like Viva La Bam and let's watch something that's a fucking nightmare and terrible and what makes me want to fucking shit my pants just out of pure disappointment. And that is the Scream television series. What do you think about that idea, ALANNIS?
Oh, I don't know. That's a really good idea, Tommy. I reckon we should do that.
Fucking idiot.
Yep.
As always, that has been ALANNIS Maximus, and as always, I've been fucking idiot.
That's it. Dickhead and idiot. That's who brought you this show today. And tune in next week for more fuckery.
And more dickhead and fucking idiot.
And if you really like it, like and subscribe, because we hate ourselves. And we want to die.
Look, just don't bother. Just don't bother. We're done? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Now?
Is it now?
Look, man, I'm trying to make this go to 20 minutes exactly. We've got 46 seconds. So now.
The thing about that is,
Yeah, I was hoping you'd. Oh, hey, wait! It just went to 20. Wait, I got this wrong. We're over 20 minutes. Fuck! ALANNIS, come back. Come back from the Smokeville. I don't know where you are.
oh, here we are.
There we are. Good. Wait. You just came to Narnia.
Yeah, that's how I get there.
Fair enough. Peace.
Peace.